Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
And a very good morning, everyone. Welcome along to Chasing Winners. Looking forward to what is going to be a big weekend of greyhound racing. And unfortunately, we didn't see Sage Tenniel go around last night at Albion Park. But I'll give you an update of what's happening in regards to the golden ticket in a moment. First of all, very good morning to David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw. How are you, Shorty?
I'm going beautifully, thank you, Pete. To yourself, Jesse. Everyone tuned into Chasing Winners. Lovely to have your company. How do you do today, Jesse? Looking well?
Oh, fantastic. Ready
Excellent.
to go. Pick some winners, hopefully.
Good man, good man. Pete was just quickly on that meeting last night there at Albion Park, tuning in throughout the course of the night, and it just got heavier and heavier, the rain that they had there. They got through 5 races on the program there last night, but from that point onwards, the races just get putting back race, another race, and then it was just too late, she cried. So pretty brutal conditions.
Yeah, now the meeting will get underway tomorrow morning. 8:59 will be the first race run tomorrow, and the golden ticket, which will be Sage Tenniel, that'll come up as race number 6, and it's around 10:24, 10:30 tomorrow morning. The first of those at 10:24. It'll be on Sky Racing 1, so you'll be able to watch all of the action there, and let's hope Sage Tenniel can perform very well as we're expecting her to do.
Just quickly, Pete, they will be available to bet on. I just see that the BDX Albion Park code has come up there on the Tab Touch site, so I'm sure those races will be loaded a little later on today, and punters will still get the opportunity to bet into those races tomorrow.
And the other thing we want our listeners to do, Shorty, those are the fans of Chasing Winners and any greyhound content, Great Greys, also greyhound gossip, anything else that we have in regards to greyhound racing here on TAB Radio. We've got a survey which is going through until January 30th, so you have just over a week to fill this in, and you can go onto the Tab Radio website, so tabradio.com.au. There's a listener survey red button link. Click on that, go through and answer the questions. Make sure you tick that you listened into Chasing Winners, and you've got a chance to win one of 5 $50 Coles or My E-vouchers. So do that and hopefully become a winner as well.
Excellent. Yeah, we love the feedback, Pete. The only way you can improve is to get that feedback from the listening base. So get in contact with us, and while you're doing it, you get a chance to win some vouchers as well. So get involved there. Let us know, good, bad, or otherwise, what your thoughts are on the different content here on TAB Radio.
All right, let's go through the program. We start off with race number 1 tonight. It's over the 300 metres, Jesse. Early Scratching Your Busted comes out, so we're waiting on to see whether the Kennelmate Nitro Park gets a run or Too Much Fun. The favourite with Tab Touch at the moment is Sunset Bubbles at $2 for David Hobby. Are you going that way?
Yeah, absolutely. Looks the greyhound to beat. Coming off a nice win 4 back. Over the 400 metres, went 22.41. Had the starter over the 300 metres, 3 back, and should be a lot better for the run. Quick out of the boxes, I think she gets the job done tonight. From number 4, Sudoku Freddy for 3rd, 6 under she goes for 4th, 7 Tiger Mickey. 1-4-6-7, race number 1.
Yeah, pretty similar here for me in race number 1. Sticking with number 1, Sunset Bubbles gets the lovely draw here. Generally shows good early pace. Should be able to posse right up on top of the speed. It's got form through West on Miley, who I'm keen on again later in the program. So at this level, while it's still in the 5-6 range, over the 300, Sunset Bubbles looks a good way to start the night for the punters. From number 4, Sudoku Freddy, certainly capable of showing some good pace out of the lids and putting itself into the contest. Number 6, Under She Goes. And then I'll include number 8 in Your Busted. 1, 4, 6 and 8 in the first.
1, 6, 5 and 4 for me. Sunset Bubbles, we all agree, in race number 1. Race number 2 on the program. This is over the 400 metres. And number 1, Miss Darkside, is an early scratching in the second. The favourite currently is number 7, What a Ripper, at $3. And I thought he'd be very hard to beat for the strong Enzo Credelli kennel.
I tend to agree, Pete. I think this greyhound has got a pretty nice future from what we've seen to this point in time. You need only go back through some recent performances from the 7 behind Mazuma Mayhem, who we know as a dog that's racing really well at the moment, was a winner last time out of its maiden in good time, 22.47. I think it's got plenty of wins left in store. I've liked what I've seen from the Seneca stock, so we'll go with number 7 on top there. What a ripper. From number 1, Miss Darkside's got the good draw here on the inside. Oh, it's come out. Pardon me. Anything else out of this race?
Just the one at this stage.
Just the one out. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go with number 8 in Frantic Phyllis next best, including number 3, Getaway Sticks, who's certainly got the paw on the till. A win doesn't look to be too far away. And number 6 in Little Bit Sour. 7, 8, 3 and 6 for me in race number 2.
I'll go 6, 7, 8 and 5. 6, Little Bit Sour on top. Was a good win last week from an inside draw. Went 6.32 early, so possibly could hold out What a Ripper here, which is the way I've gone here. For a second, What a Ripper, good run last week from an inside draw as well. For third, number 8, Frantic Phyllis, one that made it in good time in country class racing. And for fourth, I'll throw on 5, Examiner there, 6, 7, 8 and 5, race 2.
I'm going with What a Ripper. I think he'll be hard to beat. That second in his maiden 2 starts back when he found trouble early. I thought it was full of merit, and that's why he started so short last start. 6 for second, a little bit sour. Had that time off, but has come back, and it was an impressive win from that inside draw. Number 8, Frantic Phyllis, and number 2, Crooked Kelly, 7, 6, 8, 2 in race number 2. To race number 3 on the program, and we've got some early scratchings here as well. I haven't got the full list of scratchings, but 4 and 5 are out here, boys. Saganaki Kid and 5 Out Max are both early scratchings from this race. Number 6, If You Say, is currently the favourite for Margaret Heppel at $2.30, and does look a race for him to win again, Shorty. I'll be going that way. He was a nice winner from a wide draw over the 6.52 going back 2 starts ago, and then that good third behind Warm Regards last start when he couldn't find the top. So 6 on top. Dusty Deluxe, first try at the distance down here at Mandurah, I'll put in for second. 3 Dandalup Dollar, and Speed Freak is well drawn. 6, 7, 3, 1.
I'm going to team up with an old friend of mine, Dusty Deluxe. Really like what Dusty Deluxe did in a few runs over the 488 at Mandurah before taking that form to town and winning over the 600 metres. Since then has raced exclusively at Cannington, and there is a 600 metre win there of note in early December. There was a placing there behind Honestly 2 back. So the dog's still going really well. Just love it back to Mandurah here. I was very impressed with the way this dog was hitting the line before it went back to headquarters. So I think back to Mandurah is suitable. I think 652 metres is ideal. Scratchings of 4 and 5 are interesting. It has to run top 2 now, but looking for a bit of value on the card. I thought Dusty Deluxe looked a nice each-way play, and now at the 370 and 190, it does have to run top 2, but I think with a little bit of luck early, if it can posse up somewhere near them, I think it'll be running top 2. So happy enough to be with it around that $3.70, 190. Looks a solid each-way play, both totes for me. From number 6, If You Say, it's got excellent record, track and trip, racing really well. Number 1, Speed Freak. They really do look to be the big 3 in this race. And then I'll include number 8 in Blessed Doll. 7, 6, 1 and 8.
I'll go 6, 1, 2, 7 with 6 If You Say on top. Was a good winner over this trip. 2 back. Full of merit last week behind Warm Regards. Got a little bit of trouble on the home corner. Not overly strong over the trip, but I think it's got a little bit more talent than some of the other types in this affair. For second, number 1, Speed Freak. Always been thereabouts over the 7.15 of late. For third, I'll throw in a number 2, Ballistic Can, and fourth, 7 in Dusty Deluxe. 6, 1, 2, 7, race number 3.
Now the scratchings through from Carlos Sorella in race number 1. Number 8, You're Busted. 10, Too Much Fun are out. Race 2, 1, Miss Darkside. 9, Go Slash. So 1 and 9. 2 Ronnies coming into box number 1. Shorty, does that make any difference?
It's an interesting addition to the lineup, Pete, that is for sure and certain. 2 Ronnies we haven't seen for coming up for 10 weeks now, but this is a greyhound that has run some decent races to this point in time in the past at Cannington, placed at 3 of its last 5 over longer in tougher races. It's one that you could definitely include, at least for the placings there, off the inside draw in race number 2 now.
Now the scratchings in race 3, 4 Saganaki Kid and 5 Out Max come out. Race 5, scratch 6 Sudden Rain. Race 6, number 2, Jumpin' Jules. Go down to race 8, take out the reserves, and the reserve out of race number 9 on the program as well. So thanks to Carlo for sending that information through for tonight's meeting. Okay, let's go to race number 4, and the favourite here, vacant box 5. Favourite in a fairly open market is with number 1, Rex Hunter at 340, Lentil Manelli at 380, Jesse.
I've gone 2-1-4-7 here, 2 West on Odie on top. Thought it was a really good run last week. Was ran 29.97 a couple of weeks back. In fact, that was back in September. So I haven't been seen for a while here for Chris Hulse. Rex Hunter, obviously the greyhound debate I've got for second. Through the boxes, last two, 6.21 and 6.22 is absolutely humming. So far we've seen at the new circuit. Does struggle to run out the concluding stages. For third, 4 Lentil Manelli, and for fourth, I'll throw in 7 Black Salmon. 2-1-4-7 in race 4.
Interesting race. I think Rex Hunter's got every possible opportunity here. I love West on Odie as a dog, but having not seen it for such a long period of time, just hard to tumble in. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it comes out and blows them away, to be honest, West on Odie, because we've seen this dog run some sizzling times at the Cannington circuit. Just need to have a look at it first up tonight, and accordingly what I'll be doing is playing Rex Hunter to run first or second, because West on Odie, we know, gets right up the track. Rex Hunter is capable of running some absolutely sizzling early fractions here. So I think Rex Hunter gets a really good look at the arm and can put a bit of a gap on them. If West on Odie's close, it can probably still run them down. So I'll go 1 on top with a big query number 2. How fresh and forward is it ready to go tonight, West on Odie? Then including number 7, Black Salmon, coming off a really good win last week, moves out here to box number 7. And then I didn't have much between 4 Lentil Manelli, who's right in the mix, and the newcomer number 3, Call Waiting. There's a few queries in this race. The newcomer Call Waiting and West on Odie off such a long break. That's what makes it a little sticky. So 1, 2, 7 and 4 for me.
1, 2, 7 and 4. I'll go 2, 4, 1 and 7. So same 4 numbers, but West on Odie I'm going to be putting on top here. A greyhound who has been racing very well up at Cannington, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes. He just needs to be able to nail the start, and I think at the odds that you're getting at the moment, it's well worth a play there. Race number 5, first leg of the quaddie, and it's the second heat of the Express Stake. This is over the 400 metres, of course. Scratching of 6 Sudden Rain, and the favourite is number 8 Sunset Mirage at $2.60. Interesting. He's won 2 of 4 from box number 8, and he goes over the 400 metres for the first time. How are you expecting him to go, Shorty?
Very well. I think it's a good race, though. I think there's some very good form lines through this particular event. I'm pretty keen here to have a bet. The scratching of number 6 is a bit of a setback, because this dog that I'm got on top would have liked to have that third divvy for a bit of extra insurance. But I'm going with the veteran here, number 3, Rip and Tomahawk. When you break it down, Rip and Tomahawk last time out went round in a city grade 4 and 5, was beaten less than a length behind Bungee Man. The start prior to that was beaten behind Hinto, was runner-up behind Go Seek Katoni, who was placed in the Birthday Cup last week. That's all really good form for a grade 4 provincial style of race. I know that it's getting into the veteran category now, Rip and Tomahawk, but one thing this dog generally is really reliable with is beginning, and then once it gets to the rail, it's normally very hard to get past. So I think at the $8, I'm prepared to have a little spec on the old stager, Rip and Tomahawk, on an each-way basis. Respecting number 8, Sunset Mirage, if it gets that clear tarmac early doors, you know it's got a huge motor. It'll be very, very hard to hold out. Number 4, Idle a While's another dog with a big motor, can hit the ground running and be very hard to beat. And number 1, Notorious Harada, off the draws right there in the mix. It's a deep race. Looking for a bit of value with the old stage of 3, Rip and Tomahawk each way, 3, 8, 4, 1.
I'll go 8, 3, 4 and 2, 8 Sunset Mirage on top. A little bit disappointing at Cannington, I must say. His last 2, especially that one where he led early, really folded up late. But 400 really should be his alley. I think he's going to be the greyhound to beat. Loves box 8. I've got him on top. From 3, Rip and Tomahawk, racing really well in free-for-all companies. In fact, leading most of those races as well to the first peg. For third, I'll throw in number 4, Idle a While, and for fourth, 2, Launch Control. 8, 3, 4, 2, race number 5.
I'm going Notorious Harada, yet to win in 9 starts at Mandurah. It's an open race, drawn well, speed around her. I just thought the way it maps that she might be able to find the top, and if there's any trouble behind her going into that corner, she'll be the one to get over. So 1, Notorious Harada, not with a lot of confidence. 4, Idle a While's been chasing well, but stepping up majorly in class. 2, Launch Control's been racing behind Crumble Manelli in recent starts, and at number 8, Sunset Mirage, 1, 4, 2 and 8. I understand what you're saying about Rip and Tomahawk, but I think you're going to need to go wide in the quaddie there if you're playing there tonight. Race number 6, third heat of the Express Stake, and 2 and 5 of the scratchings here, with Disco Daisy currently the favourite at $2.40. I thought a start-up ender who you threw out last week at a bit of value, Shorty, might be able to play a major part here with a vacant box on his outside. What are your thoughts?
It's definitely a contender again. So that was a race, of course, where Redhead Rider was our on-topper, but we thought there might be a bit much between Startup Ando and Redhead Rider. And Startup Ando ran a good race from box number 3. It's also got a solid record from box 4. As you touched on, it's got that vacant in box number 5. The slow starts can be a little costly, and the dog that's probably likely to step well off the inside draw here is Disco Daisy. Won 3 of 5 from box number 1. Was a winner placed in 30 and 13 going back a handful of starts ago. Greyhound with a big engine. This looks really, really suitable for Disco Daisy to push up, hold the fence. It'll be very strong to the line. I thought it was a bit of a standout one, Disco Daisy. From number 4, Startup Andu, who I've got a big opinion of. Just needs that little bit of room mid-race to wind up. If it gets that, it'll be charging to the line. Number 8, Refer to Traders, in a purple patch of form. James Jeffrey's having a good run with his team at the moment. That can continue with Refer to Trader running well here. And then didn't have much between 6 Returning Tide and 7 Robotnik, who'll be running on late. 1, 4, 8 and 6.
I'll go 8, 6, 1 and 4, 8. Refer to Trader on top. I think she should be leading this pretty comfortably to the first peg. Wide box, not much of a concern. I don't think there's a lot of early speed in this race. She's been good to me her last 2, so I'll reward her again with Refer to Trader on top. From 6, Returning Tide. It was a good run over the 488 last start. Drops back to the 400 for this series. For third, number 1 in Disco Daisy, and for fourth, I'll throw in 4 Startup Ando. 8, 6, 1 and 4, race 6.
All right, we're all going different here. I'm going with number 4, Startup Ando, to be able to run a big race against number 7, Robotnik, who's dropping back in grade. Number 1, Disco Daisy from the inside draw is obviously going to play a major part now with the scratching of the 2 and 8, Refer to Trader, 4, 7, 1 and 8. Race number 6. Race number 7, favourite here, is with number 8, Little Lorelei at $2.90. A greyhound who has been placed at both runs from the draw and has been placed at both runs over this distance. I thought from the draw she'd be a major player in a race like this. I'm putting her on top of number 6, Jelly Manelli, a greyhound who was a nice run last start over the 488 metres, and I think will certainly grow in confidence. Number 5, All Grunt, and 1, Go Get 'em Greta. Form was okay up at Mandurah. There's only won the one once, but she certainly can improve, and from the draw I like her because she did win her maiden from box 1. 8, 6, 5, 1.
8, 6, 5 and 1 for Pete. I thought it was it's not the strongest race for this particular grade, and accordingly, when I first picked up the field sheet, I didn't think I'd be going straight to Little Lorelei, but this does look to be a very suitable race. She's only won the 2 of 25, so she's certainly not a winning machine, but she's been placed both runs from box number 8 in her career to this point in time. A few of her recent efforts at Cannington have been pretty good. 30.06, 30.15, a good time standard-wise. If she can get the start right, she should be pretty hard to beat. So 8 on top. From number 6, Jelly Manelli, this was very eye-catching last week, coming from back in the pack and really smashed the line late. Conditions did suit. There was a sort of tearaway leader and it was a small field, and Jelly Manelli gets a long way out of its ground and then charges home. But if it gets a bit of luck in transit, it will again be smashing the line here. Number 7, Go Seek Isla, is another pretty consistent type that can be there in the mix. And I'll round it out with greyhound number 5, All Grunt. 8, 6, 7 and 5 for me. Race number 7, Jesse.
I'll go 8, 7, 6 and 1, 8, Little Lorelei on top. It was a good run last week. Led early. Faded up the front straight. I think you can get to the better of these tonight. For second, 7, Go See Carla, running some nice races over the trip without winning. For third, number 6, Jelly Manelli, get back, run on sort of dog. And for fourth, I'll throw in number 1, Go Get 'em Greta, who won that maiden at Cannington. And in decent time, I think can show a big showing from box number 1 there. 8, 7, 6 and 1 in race 7.
West on Miley is the short price favourite at $2.10. Probably not as short as I thought. She might be. $3 about Sunset Mayhem for the David Hobby kennel here, Jesse. Can West on Miley make it 5 in a row?
Absolutely. She's flying. She's raced really well in those country class races. Steps up to provincial class here tonight, and I think it's going to be a little bit too good with that good early speed. From number 2 in Southern Missouri, much improved run last start from box number 1 when leading early. Does find the 400 metres right on his limit. For third, 3, Sunset Mayhem. Coming off a trial, that always gets me a bit nervous. For third, and for fourth, I'll throw an 8, Impress Rock. She's run some nice races there, 6, 2, 3 and 8, race 8.
6, 2, 3 and 8 for Jesse. I'll make number 6, West on Miley, a special again. It's been very good to us in recent times as picket fencing, and The bookies have let you on, to be honest. Most times, black odds, and it's been in my multis the last month or so and just keeps sending me to the payout window. So no reason for me to jump off West on Miley. I know she did get a little weary last week, but Calico Joe can do that. He can really flash late in his races, and the overall time at 22.42 was what it ran the week before, so plenty of consistency. And what I love about West on Miley is that early pay, it just pings out. It's got a beautiful turn of foot off the mat. So we'll stick with West on Miley to lead all the way again tonight. From Sunset Mayhem, number 3, 8 Impress Rocks is racing really well for Ernie Aldrich. And number 2, Sozens Azuri, now in this sort of grade, won't be too far away from bobbing up. I'll make it a special though, 6 West on Miley from 3, 8 and 2.
And make sure you stay tuned. Shorty will give his multi for tonight, $16. I think the return was last week early, Shorty, so well done. You've been in very good form and you'll continue on tonight. I'm going almost the same way as you. I'm going 6, 3, 8. I'll put number 7 Waffles Manelli in for 4th, but I like West on Miley as well. Race number 9 over the 400 metres. The favourite here is equal favourites, in fact, West on Bambi and also Sunset Viper, both at $2.80 a piece. I've got them to run in the top 2, but I'm going with Sunset Viper, a greyhound who I thought might be able to get to the front here and be very hard to run down. Number 8, West on Bambi, unplaced in all runs from box number 8, and has only the 3 wins have all come from inside box 4, so my concern was there. Number 3, Calico Joe, was a flashing run last start, and 7 Spanner, 4, 8, 3, 7.
4, 8, 3 and 7 for Pete there in race number 9. I'm going to team up with number 8 here in West on Bambi. What Pete has said is correct. The greyhound's had its wins from inside draws, but it's still relatively lightly raced, and I think it's just a matter of getting it right at the start, and if it can do that, it should be able to overcome the wide draw tonight. The times that this dog has run when it has got it right have been really, really impressive. So didn't think there was a stack of pace right underneath, and maybe that could be the key tonight for West on Bambi to get across into a spot. So 8 on top. From number 3, Calico Joe, loved its run last week, was flashing home behind West on Miley, who we like, so he can be right there in the mix again. Number 4 in Sunset Viper is certainly one that you have to respect enormously, and rounding it out with a greyhound at number 7 in Spanner, 8, 3, 4 and 7 for me in race number 9. Jesse?
I'll go 4, 8, 7 and 3 for Sunset Viper on top for all the facts that Pete's mentioned. Just very concerned with that wide draw there for West on Bambi, who I've got for 2nd, for 3rd, 7 Spanner, for 4th I'll throw in 3 Calico Joe. 4, 8, 7, 3, race 9.
Race number 10, Renegade Cachise, got more respect from me last week than what I saw in the 6 wins prior to that. Gee, it was a massive run behind Crumble Manelli. We know how good Crumble Manelli's going, and for him to be able to beat every other runner home in the Birthday Cup was remarkable, and he should just be winning this race. He steps up. He's very short, though. He's $1.40 all over Carja, $2.30, but I think he just wins. Vacant box either side. 1 all over Carja. Number 2, Barrio Beast at start 50, and 4, Can You Refine? Maybe box not box it, but just go plonk in the first 4, Shorty. 6, 1, 2, 4.
Shazam for me, Pete. 6, 1, 2, 4. 6 on top, Renegade Cachise. As Pete alluded to, that was a stunning performance there last week in the Birthday Cup final. Took a very good one to beat it, and prior had won 6 straight. So really the copybook's phenomenal for Renegade Cachise since joining Cosy D'Agostino and coming to WA, and this looks tailor-made for another victory. Number 1, all over Carja. If there is a danger, it is the danger. It was a good run, running 4th in that same race there last week. Gets the inside draw. It'll be charging late after Renegade Cachise. 2, Barrio Beast will get back and run home. 4, Can You Refine next best. 6, 1, 2, 4.
I'll go 1, 6, 2, 4, 1 all over Carja on top. Let's not forget that Carja did qualify a half length quicker than the Renegade Cachise in his heat for the Birthday Cup, and did it from a wide draw and didn't lead early. So I'll go Carja on top. I think he might be able to run down Renegade Cachise tonight in the small field. For 3rd, 2, Barrier Beast, and for 4th, 4, Can You Refine. 1, 6, 2, 4, race number 10.
Race number 11, favourite here, Jesse, is West on Smoky at $1.85. The way we're tipping, Chris Holz is going to have a big night tonight. Are you going that way? I've gone to race number 12. Sorry, race number 11. No market up. Sorry, race number 12. Which way are you going here? We'll get to Chris Holz with West on Smoke in a moment.
I thought I was in the wrong meeting there, Pete. 4, 8, 1 and 2 with 4. Go Seek Attorney on top. Was a good run in the Birthday Cup behind Crumble Manelli. Before then, won a couple free for alls in a row over this trip. I think it's going to be pretty hard to beat. From number 8 in Nangar Chief. Wasn't disgraced last week in a free for all over 400 metres. It's just not quite his trip. For 3rd, number 1, in Kanyamia, and for fourth to No Limit Needed. 4, 8, 1 and 2, race 11.
I'll go 4, 2, 8 and 6 here and make 4 a special Go Seek Katoni. I thought that performance last week when third in the Birthday Cup final at Group 2 level was outstanding. And here drops to free-for-all grade. There's not a stack of early pace in the race, so the Go Seek Katoni can pop itself right up there on top of the speed, and from there I thought it'd be very hard to run down. From number 2, No Limit Needed, back in a bit of form in recent weeks for Christine Robertson. 8, Nangar Chief is very capable, and 6, Stevie Manelli will be getting back and charging home late. I'll make number 4 a special off that Birthday Cup run last week. 4, Go Seek Katoni from 2, 8 and 6.
I'm going 1, 2, 4 and 8. Number 1, Kenya Mia from the inside draw, where she's got a reasonable wind strike rate. She won going back 3 starts ago. The time was good over Runaway to Mars when leading, and if she can find the top tonight, she'll give them something to catch. Number 2, No Limit Needed's well drawn. 4, Go See Katoni, obviously in good form, and 8, Nangar Chief. 1, 2, 4 and 8. And to the last, West On Smoky is the favourite at $1.85. West On Gecko, the kennel made at $2.25, and I'm going that way. West On Gecko, 27.29 run to his name. I'll put him on top of the kennel made West On Smoky, who needs to get across from the wide draw. Number 2, Wild Amigo, and 6, Stanger Storm, 1-7-2-6.
1, 7, 2 and 6 for Pete in the last. Chris Hull certainly does hold a very strong hand in this particular event. I didn't think there was much between the kennel mates, to be brutally honest. West On Gecko off the inside draws only won 1 of 6, so hasn't really cashed in on the inside advantage on the way through, but certainly a greyhound that has got a big motor. The kennel mate is clearly a danger there, West On Smoky. We've seen it run some pretty nice times as well, but I'll go with 7 on top of 1. It's basically a Quinella play. I don't think there's too much between the two at all there in the last. Then including number 6, Stanger Storm, and 2, Wild Amigo. So 7-1, you can almost bracket them there from 6 and 2.
I'll go 7, 1, 2 and 4. 7, West On Smoky on top. It's an interesting race because they're both not really drawn where they want to be. West On Smoky likes to use the rail, and we've got West On Gecko, who's a noted wide runner. I'll go 7, 1, 2 for third, Wild Amigo, and for fourth, 4, Outstride. 7, 1, 2, 4, race 12.
And did you tip the 1 or the 7 there, Shorty?
I went 7, 1, 6 and 2, but you're pretty much a bracket, Pete. I didn't think there was much between them, and the market hasn't either, so might be one I'll just be watching the last.
No worries. I'm just writing them down so that Jesse can put that information up on our Dogs WA page like we did last week, and hopefully the punters that miss the tips, they can follow that throughout the night. Ryan Levitsky was in good form as well last week, and he joins us online this morning. Very good call last week in the Birthday Cup, Ryan. Well done. What are your best for tonight, please?
No quaddie tonight, Pete. I've got 3 selections. Race 4, number 2, West On Odie. Chris House will have this ready to go in the right grade. Race 9, number 8, West On Bambi. I like the box draw for it. And race 11, number 4, Go Seek Katoni is absolutely flying for Damien Credelli.
All right, so that's Ryan for Friday. What about for Saturday, Ryan?
Race 3, number 6, Warm Regards. I really like this greyhound. It's a genuine stayer. Race 5, number 1, Sunset Louis. This is its race. Right box, right grade, right everything. And then at odds, race 7, to cause the upset, number 4, Hurricane Taylor. Couch Surfers drawn the red. I don't care. Hurricane Taylor each way, no third div. It's worth a throw at the stumps.
Okay, have you done a quaddie for Saturday night?
Yes, Saturday night, first league 1, 2 and 5. Second lead number 1, to stand out Crumble. It's going to be about 25 lengths in front mid-race.
Yep.
Third league numbers 1, 4 and 8. Fourth leg 2, 6 and 8. There are 27 combinations.
Okay, what about Sunday, Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday, Pete, there's some very good Kanyana Cup heats, maybe because of those 2 abandoned meetings. Some trainers have opted to go for this. Some very good dogs for a P5 series. I like race 7, number 1, Rare Speed, and Tweak Freak, somehow down to a provincial 5. So race 8, number 3, Tweak Freak, beautifully graded.
All right, looking forward to that. Good calling tonight.
Thanks, Pete.
Ryan Levitsky joining us with his thoughts on the program. And I've just got a text through. And don't forget, for our listeners, to go online to tabradio.com.au, click on the red link which says Listener Survey, and answer the questions on the programs you follow, what you like, what you'd like to hear. And we'd certainly appreciate to hear from you. And you've got a chance to win one of 5 $50 Coles or Myer vouchers. Now, David from Dawesville messaged in this morning, Shorty, complimenting you on your outstanding tipping last week, and he just asked whether we could, or whether you could, give your quaddie in selection order in case he doesn't want to go as wide. So is it possible to do that each week?
Yeah, of course
beautiful.
I can.
Thanks, David, for tuning in, and Shorty will go through his quaddie, and he'll do that right now along with his best bets.
Okay, so in selection order, quaddie 3, 8, 4, 1, 2, leg 1. Second leg 1, 4, 8. Third leg, 8, 6, 7, 5, and final leg, 6, 3, 8.
All right. Do you want
to so they're in tip order.
Yep.
In tip order again for you, Davo, in Dawesville, 3, 8, 4, 1, 2, leg 1, 1, 4, 8, leg 2, 8, 6, 7, and 5, leg 3, and then home with 6, 3, and 8. Hopefully that helps.
And your best bets? Your multi-time?
And for those, Pete, that wanted it in numerical order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, leg 1, 1, 4, 8, leg 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, leg 3, 3, 6, 8. Final leg there. 180 for a full unit tonight. Best bets. I've got 4 tonight. I'm happy enough to be with Dusty Deluxe top 2 play in race 3, number 7. And then I'll go with race 8, number 6, West on Miley. Very keen. It's been excellent for us in recent weeks. Hopefully that can continue tonight. Race 9, number 8, West on Bambi. I thought the 3 and 8 Quinella look a good play in that particular race. And race 11, number 4, Go Seek Katoni off that Birthday Cup placing. So 3, 7 each way, Dusty Deluxe. 8, 6 West on Miley. 9, 8 West on Bambi with a 3 and 8 Quinella. And race 11, number 4, Go Seek Katoni. Good luck to those playing along at home.
Jesse?
I will go race 4, number 2, Western Odie, race 5, number 8, Sunset Mirage, and race 6, number 8, Preferred Trader is my best bets on the card. For the quaddie, we'll go 3, 8 the first leg, 1, 8 the second leg, 1, 2, 8 the third leg, and 3 and 6 in the final leg there, Pete.
All right, let's turn our attention across to the Saturday program, and we start off with a novice over the 380 metres. I'm excited. On Saturday night, I get to call 2 crumbles, 2 of my favourites going around.
Yes, Pete, that's a unique double for the Saturday night action, and you might even be able to get to sample some as a third leg of the multi.
Why not? And I'm just dreaming, Shorty, that we might be able to have 2 crumbles in the Sandgroper coming up in April. In my opinion, right now, at this point in time, if I had one selection of a WA Greyhound to go into the Sandgroper, I'd be choosing Crumble Manelli. The way he's going.
I think that there'd be plenty of people that would agree with you at the moment. I think it's fair to say that Crumble Manelli probably 8 to 10 weeks ago was going a little below par at Cannington, racing at Cannington. The switch to Mandurah has been wonderful for this dog's confidence. It's got all of its mojo back. It's racing really smart. Like last week was, if you could sit down to a person and watch them how you want a greyhound to race in a big race, Crumble Manelli put on a clinic last week. Yeah. Sat second behind the leader when the door opened, railed through really hard. Just such a professional dog and racing with great confidence. I'll be really interested to see how it goes on Saturday night. Pete comes up with box number 1, and as Ryan alluded to, this is the sort of field where it could really open them up. So I think the way that it's been going the last couple of months, Crumble Manelli looks right back on top of its game and should put a bit of time on the board there on Saturday night.
All right, let's go to the first over the 900 metres, over the 380 metres. Some of these might struggle over that distance. Jesse, which way are you going?
Some of these struggle over 380. I've gone 4, 2, 3 and 5, 4. Zipper here, zip on top. It was a good run last week in a novice in 22.18. Got a good draw, not quick out early, went 6.57, but I think it should be thereabouts. For second, number 2, Rip and Jake. For third, 3, Kenya Tilly. For fourth, I'll throw in 5. Jason keeping first up for Victoria Cook will be an interesting watch. 4, 2, 3, 5, race number 1.
4, 2, 3, 5 for Jesse. I'm going to team up here with greyhound number 3, Kenya Tilly. Look, it's been a little disappointing its last couple, but has found trouble early in its races. And previously, when it had drawn down near the inside, it showed good early pace for wins in 21.98 and 22.13. I think if Brodie Kirby can produce Kenya Tilly, with just that little bit of early zip out of the boxes again on Saturday night. If she's fresh and can ping to the top, I think she'll take some running down. From number 2, Rip and Jake, who's a greyhound that's got plenty of upside, then including 4 in Zipper His Zip. And I'll also roll with number 6, Essential Choice. Pretty tricky way to start the night. 3, 2, 4 and 6.
3, 8, 7 and 4 for me. Kenya Tilly on top as well in race number 1. To race number 2 is a novice over the 520 metres. I was confident about the chances last week about Apple Crumble, and then we get called off and we come up against an outstanding novice. This is what we have been seeing over the last, 6 months in WA, the quality of the novices, and we've got $3.20 the field, and I think it deserves to be that. Sunset Nightjar's been chasing in really good form, and the good thing for Apple Crumble is Sunset Nightjar has early speed to be able to get across from out wide. I think he deserves to be the favourite, Sunset Nightjar. I'm going that way. Sunset Frazee is well drawn. I think that he can certainly improve on his couple of runs. He has that early speed as well. 2, Sunset Lasso. Obviously, David Hobby with a strong hand in this field. And 4, Burglemere was going to start favourite in that race last week. Gains a start. This race is a lot tougher. Wouldn't be surprised if any of the 8 won, but I'll go 7, 1, 2 and 4.
7, 1, 2 and 4 for Pete. This is really, really challenging. There's potential for there to be a bit of early burn from both wide and also inside in this race. I thought it was one of the more tricky races on the program. I'm going to go with greyhound number 2, Sunset Lasso here, not with great confidence. From number 7, Sunset Nightjar, 1, Sunset Frazier, and I'll throw in number 8, Apple Crumble, who might get the nice run over with Sunset Nightjar, and in that capacity could definitely be hitting the frame. 2, 7, 1 and 8.
I'll go 7, 2, 1, 8, 7. Sunset Nightjar on top. He's got that electrifying early speed. Does get a little bit weary late, but I think he could hold them off late with freshen up, having a week off. For second, number 2, Sunset Lasso. For third, 1, Sunset Frazier. And for fourth, I'll throw in 8. Apple Crumble is going to get a good card across with Sunset Nightjar there. 7, 2, 1, 8, race number 2.
Let's hope he can come across with him. Now, let's go to the third. This is over the 715 metres, and Warm Regards is the favourite at $2.25. A greyhound who was a nice winner down at Mandurah last start and returns, was a good second behind Couch Surfer. We remember going back 3 starts ago. That was from an inside draw, and that was her first placing over the distance. But I think it was full of merit, and that win last week at Mandurah showed that she might have turned the corner, Shorty. So I'll be putting her on top, Warm Regards. Which way are you going?
Yeah, I've made it a special number 6, Warm Regards. It was one of my best bets last Friday night at Mandurah, and the reason I was really confident was because we'd seen her race so well at Mandurah in the past, but it was that second behind Couch Surfer. I mean, that was against our really good, high-quality stayers. It's the first time she'd run a race like that, and the time was there to back it up, 42.04. So I think it's taken her quite a while to work this caper out, Warm Regards, but I think JJ's got her right on top of her game now, and I think she strikes the right field to be very hard to beat. So 6 on top, Warm Regards. I'll make it a special. From number 2, Sin Bin Sammy is another greyhound that's certainly been racing in much better form over its last few starts. I think it can be right there in the mix here. Number 1, Jamie Keeping, gave a fair bit of cheek in that race last week that Warm Regards was in, and number 5, Popper Mono, will be getting back and rattling home over the concluding stages, as we so often see. 6, 2, 1 and 5, race number 3.
It's an interesting race. I've gone 2, 6, 7, 4. 2, Sin Bin Sammy on top. I don't think there's a lot separating Sin Bin Sammy and Warm Regards. However, Sin Bin Sammy is the track record holder over the 652. Warm Regards couldn't quite make that time standard there. So I'll go with Sin Bin Sammy on top. From 6, Warm Regards. For third, 7, Tessa Nature. It was a good run. Last start over the 715. And for fourth, 4, Disco Trixie. 2, 6, 7 and 4.
It's a good point you raised, Jesse, but best time for Sin Bin Sammy at Cannington, 42.29, and we're just seeing the old stager there, Warm Regards, 42.06 in that run, or 42.04 in that run behind Warm Regards. So if it was at Mandurah, I'd be probably with you, but I'm liking the way Warm Regards is going here.
Yeah, I agree with Shorty. The times are a little bit out at the moment because of the temperatures and so forth, and the manicuring of tracks, which is making the times...
Sounds like they've got the scissors out, giving it a bit of a rundown, Pete.
Maybe the wrong word, but you know what I'm trying to get at.
I do know what you're saying.
There has been a lot of water put on the tracks to try and make it as safe as possible. 6 on top, Warm Regards. 1, Jamie Keeping will lead for a long way. 2, Sin Bin Sammy, and 4, Disco Trixie. 6, 1, 2, 4. I hope Papa Mono proves me wrong, and because I leave him out of the top 4, but I just don't think he's racing that well at the moment. Race number 4, Free for All over the 520 metres, and the favourite here is with number 2, Hinto, at 350. I'm going that way. Hinto, because of the draw, was a nice win from this box going back 2 starts ago, and then was third in that heat behind West on Booney in the Birthday Cup. This distance suits better. 5, Honestly, 2. I think we need to forgive that run last start over the 600 metres, and we know how talented she is. Number 4, Inside Scoop's a very talented greyhound, and Solidified. If he'd drawn, not that he hasn't got a good record from wide draws, but if he'd drawn a little bit closer, I thought he would have made this a really interesting race. It's full of depth. 2, 5, 4 and 8.
I agree. On a really tough night, I'm happy enough to stick with Hinto as one of my 3 specials on the program. It's not an out-and-out moral by any means, but gee, it's racing well at the moment, Hinto, and with a slow beginner drawn in box number 1, Hinto gets the opportunity to get across to the rails nice and early in this event. From there, I think Hinto's going to get a good opportunity to get a look at the arm early, and from there, we've seen this dog run some very quick times. So happy enough to be with number 2, Hinto, on top. 5, Honestly, 2, as you alluded to, Pete, that 600-metre run was just a horror show. Missed the start off the inside. Prior performances had been very good. Number 8, in Solidified. If it can get across from the draw into a spot, it's certainly a greyhound that never runs a bad race. And I'll go with number 1, Columbus Manelli, to be charging home late. It's a deep race. There's quite a few chances, but on a tough night, I'll stick with Hinto and give it a little bit of an asterisk next to it as one of my 3 key plays on the night. How do you see it, Jesse?
I've gone 2, 4, 8 and 5. It's an interesting affair. 2, Hinto on top. I don't think he'll hold out Carla Cadat, but he's got to run it down tonight. Or on Saturday night, I should say. It was a good winner, 2 back in 29.63 from a similar box. That was a smaller field, however. This is a full field of 8. For second, 4, Inside Scoop. I don't think there's too much separating the 2 kennel mates here. Inside Scoop won a final there of the Anniversary Cup in 29.74. For third, number 8, Solidified. And for fourth, 5, Honestly, 2. 2, 4, 8 and 5, race 4.
Race number 5, first leg of the quaddie. Superman Keeping's an early scratching, and Sunset Louis is the favourite. Jesse at $2.60. A greyhound who's won 1 of 6 from the inside. Yeah,
it comes up in a reasonably weak 600-metre race, to be honest, and from the draw, he's been racing against some talented types. I'll put him on top. Don't think there's much separating him and Storm Alert. Storm Alert was a good run in a novice, ran 34.84. Had the week off last week with the abandoned meeting, so I'm interested to see how he goes fresh again over the 600 metres. For third, 6, Mongolian Tiger. Could get back and run on. And for fourth, 2, Acing Kuna. 1-5-6-2, race number 5.
I'm going to make number 1, Sunset Louis, one of the best bets on the program. I like this dog when it draws the inside. Last time it drew the red was going back a little while to early November, but it finished runner-up behind Couch Surfer, beaten only a length over 700 metres on that occasion. From box numbers 1, 2 and 3 in its lifetime, when you combine them through, there's 20 starts there for 4 wins and a further 9 placings. So 13 to 20, 65% strike rate when it draws the inside. A greyhound that's more than capable in this grade. It hasn't been a winning machine, Sunset Louis, only 5 of 52, but this is the sort of race where he really gets his chance in this grade from this draw. If you're ever going to back it, this is the time to be around it. So 1 on top, Sunset Louis. I'll make it one of the better bets on the night. From number 5, Storm Alert, as Jesse alluded to, that most recent performance was very good. Number 3, Yamasaki Bale. Gee, I've been impressed with what this dog has delivered over its last month or so of chasing. Justin Wood's done a great job, and often it's got up at some really big prices. And I'll include number 2, Acing Kuna, who every chance to hit the frame from the very friendly draw down near the inside. One of the best bets on the card from 5, 3 and 2, Pete.
Yeah, I agree. I think Sunset Louis is the best bet on the program. A greyhound who's been racing behind the likes of Solidified, Flying Frida, Honestly 2. And as you mentioned, all of the victories have come from inside of box number 4. Gets that, and his placings behind Solidified, Flying Frida have been from wide draws. I think he's flying at the moment. I think he wins. From number 2, Acing Kuna, number 5, Storm Alert, and 3, Yamasaki Bale, 1, 2, 5 and 3. Race number 6, Crumble Manelli, $1.40 odds here, and I think that's a very generous odds about a greyhound that leads, has won 7 of 9 from box number 1. He's got a remarkable record of the track. He won the Sandgroper, and he comes up against a grade 5. I don't know how he gets into a grade 5 city race, but that's for another day. 4 for second, Crypto Manelli, who certainly can improve. Number 3, All Over Keisha, and 8, Moment to Hustle. Has been in good form for Joe Daly, but I think he'll just miss the placings 1, 4, 3 and 8.
1, 4, 3 and 8 for Pete. Crumble Manelli picks it. So I think this is a lovely race for punters that like to play trifectas and first fours, because I think we can back 1 with confidence in the first box, and then we can rove number 4, Crypto Manelli, to be running second or third behind it, because Crumble Manelli's likely to open the field up. And when that happens, are you really looking for the run-on dog? And the run-on dog clearly in this race is Crypto Manelli, who'll be getting back, but absolutely charging through the concluding stages of the race. And I can just see there being big gaps in this field, and that's going to suit Crypto Manelli to get the breaks within the run to hit the frame for second or third. So I'll be playing 1, 4 field, 1 field 4. I think that's a really good way to try and get some value out of this particular race. So 1 from 4. I'll then include greyhound number 3, All Over Keisha, who's going really well for Lexia Isaac, and number 7 in Carter Axelrod, who's also capable of hitting the frame at a decent quote. 1, 4, 3, 7 in race number 6, Jesse.
I'll go 1, 4, 2 and 3. 1, Crumble Manelli on top. Good form, good draw. Seems pretty hard to beat here. From 4, Crypto Manelli. Like Shorty said, you want to find these greyhounds who'll be running on late. Crypto Manelli's one of those. For third, 2, Seriously Lush. She's another one who could get back and run on, and she won't be that far off the pace as well. She led most of the way last week, 2 back when winning. For third, number 3 in All Over Keisha, and for fourth, number 3, All Over Keisha. So 1, 4, 2 and 3, race 6.
Race number 7, free for all over the 600. Couch Surfer, $1.40, flying free to $3.70. I've got a lot of respect for Ryan Levitsky as a tipster, but I cannot see how he has Hurricane Taylor defeating Couch Surfer or Flying Frida on Saturday night. If it does happen, you'll probably hear it in my call. Which way are you tipping, Shorty?
Yeah, Couch Surfer when it comes to these races, and box number 1. Couch Surfer has had a mortgage on these events for a pretty significant period of time. And look, nothing is ever assured in life, but so far, if you've had 8 bets on Couch Surfer when it's drawn box 1, you've gone home collecting on all 8 occasions, and has had a little run of reds too. In its last 10 starts, has drawn box number 1 on 4 of those occasions, and has been impressive in all of the victories. So Couch Surfer, awfully hard to beat. The price is not enticing, but all you can do is find the winners, I guess. From number 8 in Flying Frida, who has got a tremendous box 8 record. I don't necessarily love box 8 out of the 600-metre starting point, Pete, but Flying Frida's had 9 starts from the pink, 6 wins and 3 placings. Outstanding. Loves it out there with the fairy floss on. Number 4, Hurricane Taylor. Respect what Ryan did say. This greyhound's going great guns at the moment for Eric Campana. And 7, Clifton Cruz is never far from the action. Such a wonderful campaigner. 1, 8, 4, 7.
I'll go 1, 4, 8 and 7. 1, Couch Surfer on top. Been just the most dominant star for a long time, probably since Flake Manelli or Reedy's Runner, since those 2 greyhounds. Reedy's Runner was the national distance winner for the state as well. So he's just so good. Box 1, he's won 8 races from 8 races. Hard to tip against him. From 4, Hurricane Taylor was a 34.57, winner 2 back. For third, number 8, Flying Frida, and for fourth, 7, Clifton Cruz. 1, 4, 8 and 7, race 7.
Start 50 as well for Couch Surfer. I think that he'll win. Number 8, Flying Frida. I think it's a good Quinella. 4, Hurricane Taylor, and 3, Penny Magic chasing well. 1, 8, 4 and 3 in race number 7. Race number 8 over the 380 metres. No market up at the moment. A little bit twisted. What did you make of his run last start, Shorty, from a wide draw behind Agent 11?
A little bit twisted last time out there from box 7 was a solid run behind the overall time 22.5. The dog's certainly capable of running much better on the clock. We did see it finish runner-up behind No Limit Needed in 22.37, the start prior from a wide draw. I like a little bit twisted when it draws off the track. It's had 4 starts from box 8, 2 wins and a second, and it's easy to forget, but this greyhound's had 10 starts over this distance. It's won 9 of them. 10 starts.
Never won away from Cannington.
No, but it's at Cannington Saturday night, right? And it's over the 380, so it's won 9 out of 10 there. I found it really hard to split 4 and 8 here, Speedy Willow, and number 8, Little Bit Twisted, to be honest. It was almost a bracket job. I think Speedy Willow's probably going a touch better. There's no prices up here, but if there was a reasonable differential between the two, I'd be happy enough to back whichever the two was sort of the longer odds, because I really have very little between them. So it's almost a bracket. For the sake of the tips, I'll go with number 4, Speedy Willow, from number 8. But like I say, it just comes down to who gets that start right, and a Little Bit Twisted out wide is a dog that I'm comfortable being with in that spot. So 4 from 8. I'll then include greyhound number 3, Distribution, who's certainly got a motor, and number 1, Aussie Trickster off the draw, 4-8-3-1.
Interesting race. I've gone a little bit Twisted on top. He hasn't quite been the same dog since he stepped up to the 520 for those Youngster Classic heats. Being tried at Mandurah, I'll be honest there, he's pretty much failed dismally, bar that run behind No Limit Needed, but I've got him on top here. Loves box 8. He's got a good record of the 380. I think he can bounce back here. For second, 4, Speedy Willow. As good as she was last week, she's not bomb-proof. She's had the 8 starts. She's only won 3 of them and was placed on the other 4 occasions, so she can be beat over this trip. For third, 7, Cool Mara, and for fourth, 2, Not Much Cooner, 8, 4, 7, and 2, race 8.
I'll go 8, 4, 1, and 2. Didn't finish too far behind Uncle Tommy last time he was at Cannington. It was a good run behind No Limit Needed. Excellent record of the track and distance, 9 wins, as Shorty said, from 10 starts, and a good record from wide draws. 4, Speedy Willow, 1, Aussie Trickster, 2, Not Much Cooner, 8, 4, 1, and 2 in race 8. Just take note, important late scratching at Mandurah in the last. Race 12, number 1, West on Gecko comes out, so you won't have to split them now, Shorty. Race 12, number 1, West on Gecko, a late scratching. Let's go to race number 9 on Saturday night at Cannington. Imperial Sash has come up as the $1.80 favourite for Terry Erenshaw, already well supported in from $2, and from box number 1, where he's only had the 1 start he won. I think he'll bounce back into the winners list. 8, Victory Road's a very talented chaser all the same. Number 2, Supercharge, and 6, Tweak Freak will be backing up. 1, 8, 2 and 6, Jesse.
I'll go 1, 8, 4 and 6, 1, Imperial Sash on top. Was really good when he put those 3 in a line from wide draws. Comes up with box 1. Good record from box 1. It's going to be pretty hard to beat. He's nice and fresh. Expecting a big showing from him. For second, number 8, Victory Road. For third, 4, Trevor's Gift. And for fourth, 6, Tweak Freak. 1, 8, 4 and 6, race number 9.
When Jesse tips his dad's dogs, you know that they're good things. He doesn't normally tip them, and he's tipped it on top. So we'll be.
I tipped
already
seriously last for third, so it might beat Crumble now.
And the early cash is there, so that's a dead giveaway. Jesse's opened the wallet up before coming in this morning. Make no mistake about that. I'll follow in number 1, Imperial Sash. From number 2, Supercharger to get back and charge home. Stock standard run from that canine. 8, Victory Road's right there in the mix, and 4, Trevor's Gift should be strong to the line. 1, 2, 8, 4. 1,
8, 2 and 6 for me in race number 9. Race number 10, a maiden over the 520 metres. Security Guard, $1.85 favourite. Will you be taking that price in a maiden?
I won't be, but I will tip the dog on top. It's it's had a few opportunities on the way through, but to be fair, you're not going to have to be Brett Lee to be winning this on Saturday night. Yeah, it's good money for a maiden, isn't it? $7,600 in prize money. It's not easy to get a dog good enough to win a city maiden, but if you do, you're handsomely rewarded these days. That is for sure and certain. So I'll go with Corey White. He certainly does hold the gun hand in this particular event, the way things have turned out. So number 1 on top, Security Guard. From number 4 in Kryptonite, I'll then go to greyhound number 7, Gimli. Interestingly named canine. And number 2 in a whole shot. So 1, 4, 7, 2. I think Corey White will go quite nicely out of this race.
I'll go 4, 7, 1, 2. Doesn't appear in the form book, but Kryptonite was a nice run on Wednesday. I think can take out the maiden on Saturday. From 7, Gimli. For third, 1, Security Guard. Fourth, 2, Whole Shot. 4, 7, 1, 2, race 10.
Yeah, he led for a long way, Kryptonite, on Wednesday. I'm going with Shorty, though. Security Guard, I think that he's the one to beat from the inside draw. Gimli, I think's got a lot of talent. Number 4, Kryptonite, was a good run. And 5, Nice Wicket, 1, 7, 4, 5, race 10. Race 11 over the 600 metres. And a good betting race here with Dandlup Opal at 220. Malfetta Drive, 260. Drifter, 270. I'll go 4, 2, 1 and 8. Dandlup Opal on top in race number 11, Shorty.
I'll follow you in with Dandelup Opal on top, Pete. I think this greyhound's going quite nicely. Rick Valenti's going very nicely at the moment with his team. Plenty of winners. I think this can be another one. The performance going back 2 starts ago was really good, strong to the line, and hard to beat here. Dandelup Opal on top for me. From number 2, Molfetta Drive, another chaser that's been going well of late for trainer Nick Mignotillo. Somewhere sub 35, we'll see it very competitive again. Then including number 1, Craving Kuna, probably needs to just improve a touch off what we've seen in recent starts to feature in this particular race. I thought, though, it was worth including at odds. And 6 Drifter is right there in the mix as well. Still learning the caper, though. 4, 2, 1 and 6.
I'll go 4, 2, 6 and 8. 4, Dandelup Opal on top. Should lead and win. 2, Molfetta Drive will be catching a late. For 3rd, 6 Drifter. And for 4th, I'll throw an 8 Nifty Ned. First up over the trip. 4, 2, 6, 8, race 11.
And quickly through the last, I'll go 8, 7, 4 and 1. Bronte Blazer to win the last for Shane Williams.
Yeah, indeed. Coming off a good win midweek as well, Bronte Blazer. I thought that was a very impressive performance. So 8 on top. 7, Daft Yak's been a favourite of mine for a long time now. 4, Stella Forever. And 1, Miss Valentine. So it's a Shazam with Pedro. 8, 7, 4, 1.
I'll go 8, 7, 4, 5, 8, Bronte Blazer on top. From 7, Daft Yak. 4, Stella Forever. And 5, Spider Venom. I like these greyhounds when they go from the 520 back to the 380. Could be a big improver. 8, 7, 4 and 5, race 12.
Your best short, Jesse?
I'll go race 3, number 2, Sinbin Sammy, and race 9, number 1, Imperial Sash. For a quaddie, we'll go 1, 5 the first leg, 1, 4, 7 the second leg, standout 1 in the third leg, 4 and 8 in the final leg there. What about yourself, Shorty?
For me, best bets on the card. Race 3, number 6, Warm Regard. So we're crossing swords there, Jesse. Race 4, number 2, Hinto. Race 5, number 1, Sunset Louis. So 3, 6, 4, 2, 5, 1. In tip order for our man Dave in Dawesville. First leg, 1, 5, 3. Second leg, 1 only. Third leg, 1 only. Final leg, 4 and 8. So pretty trim for this weekend. 1, 5, 3 in that first leg, 1, 1 out in the second leg, 1, 1 out in the third leg, and then just 4 and 8. That'll cost you $6 for a full unit.
All right, don't forget to go online and have your say in regards to Tab Radio, tabradio.com.au. Click on the red button, which has the listener survey. Thanks, boys. Good luck with your thoughts. You'll be able to follow all of our selections tonight on the Dogs WA. Well, a break, and then Matt McDermott will take you through race day after this.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.